Howdy everybody, today the video is not about trucking, it's about photography and video. And in particular, I want to tell you before I show you the photos, and I think I did one video clip with the new lens. Just want to say why I traded in the zoom 16 to 35 f4 for this 35mm prime. And so this is Mark 6D Mark II, and I use it mostly for YouTube videos and occasional photos. And what I found missing in the 16 to 35, it was a bit heavy. Like, I mean, not missing, but kind of like drawbacks, right? It was a bit heavy. It was 600 grams versus this one is 300. And for video, it was actually the quality of the video. If you saw some of the test videos I did in Niagara Falls, especially at 1080p at 60 frames per second, it was awesome. You know, that lens is great for video. But for photography, it's getting some mediocre grades on dxomark.com. And actually I saw that you know, as soon as you switch from video to photography, you see a lack of sharpness. You know, not like too bad, but like basically nothing to write home about. And that lens is it was $1,300 Canadian, roughly $1,000 US. Now it went down in price. I was at the Henry's store today, and now I think it went down to $11.99 Canadian. But it's still, you know, it's a pretty expensive lens. And so I wanted something lighter, smaller, but with stabilization and with better quality for photography. And when I did a search on DxOMark, this particular lens, Canon 35mm IS USM, got the best you know, marks in sharpness and overall testing, you know. So they didn't have 6D Mark II data, but they had the 5D Mark III, and I checked also against 5D Mark IV, and this is like at the top of the list in terms of sharpness. It was this lens. And I checked some reviews on Canon USA and on B&H Photo, and I think I don't think I saw a single like bad review, you know. Like, very nice lens. And so I decided to I traded in the 16 to 35 because I was within my 2-week return period, and this is only 750 Canadian, so roughly 550 US. And so I got, you know, lots of money back because there's a sales tax, right? And so I pretty much got like 760 Canadian back, you know. And now it's much lighter, you know. And the store where I did the trade in, it was Henry's downtown. And so I just parked my car in there, and green parking on Queen Street, because on weekends that's the best deal you can get. It's $9, but now I was there from 12 to 4 or 3, and I look at my receipt that I paid, you know, when leaving, and it was $7 Canadian downtown. But this trick only works on Saturday and Sunday. So I just want to show you what this rig looks like. That's how I'm when I'm doing you know, a YouTube video. That's how it looks. So I love this, very convenient, right? And I like this much better than GorillaPod. This is a real, you know, sturdy, because as soon as I'm ready I can just flip it like this. And hold on, there's two positions here. Yeah, one is taller. You just have to flip this thing over here, see, like this, you know, so I can start filming. Or or I can do this, and I hope I didn't crack anything there. Let's see if it actually works, right, for video. So we're gonna switch now to this camera, and I'll just show you. Okay, let me see. I got I need to put manual 60. What is this? So 1/60th of a second. Now I'm just looking at the histogram here, and I can adjust my exposure. Oh, and one cool thing about this lens is that it's, of course, it's f2, right? Whereas that zoom was f4. So this is perfect for low light photography. Okay, looks like now I'm at 2.5 aperture, and my, check this out, and my see, the histogram looks great, because that's how I do it, right? I'm in manual mode, so I can go like this. Let's say 2, and then you see it's already too bright, so I have to go back. So I use this one, right, and then click here. You see, it's perfect, almost perfect. Yeah, so 2.5, right? And then we click this. Now the timer is working, and so I can turn it like this. And now it's recording. This. Now the timer is working, and so I can turn it like this. And now it's recording. And of course, so now we are recording with a new lens and 6D Mark II, and you see now it's of course you can see probably right away the difference between the cell phone and the camera, but this morning I was doing the final research, because I was contemplating, because there's another lens pretty much the same great quality, but this was like #1 at the very top in terms of sharpness, but the second one is 24mm f2.8 IS USM. So both of these have stabilization, which is great for video. Like, I would never buy a lens without stabilization for video. And I was contemplating like what to buy, 24 or 35, and of course 24mm is perfect for video. And that one, the minimum focusing distance was 20 centimeters, whereas this one is 24. But you see, now I'm sitting, I don't know, maybe 2 feet away from the lens. And of course that's the drawback with this, because you have to position yourself, you see. You have to position yourself, far a bit further than when I had 16 to 35. I could just set it up to 16mm, right, and it's pretty wide, and I can sit like this, whereas now 35 I have to sit a bit further. But actually, let's see, is it possible to, let's say if I'm walking around like before, how far, yeah, you see, it's my face is too big in the frame. Like before with the 16 to 35, I could hold the, this stuff like, the camera like this, right? So I'm holding it like this, right? And I'm walking around. But actually it's not too bad, but yeah, it's a bit, you see, it's a bit difficult. I'll have to, but it's possible. So now everything will be bigger, like my face will be bigger, but it works. And by the way, this camera is awesome for video for autofocus with video. As you can see now, it's tracking my face. See, it's like amazing. And that's the reason why I switched from Nikon. And I had all kinds of Nikon cameras, and I do believe that Nikon is better for photography because I think their sensors are better. This one is a bit noisy because it's a USM lens. Of course, STM would be better for video because it's a silent motor, but this one, it has a better image quality. Anyway, so now I'm gonna show you the photos that I did walking around downtown Toronto, and I'll do some commentary in the back there. And I did a small clip with like a video test with everything. Like from now on, whatever you will see, it was all shot with this lens, 35mm Canon f2 IS USM. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Alright, here we go. This is the first picture, so near Eaton Center, and it was drizzling. I decided to hide inside this Marché restaurant. As you can see, the food there is amazing, and this lens with this f2 aperture is working great in poor light conditions. And here some flowers in downtown, and they have now these new streetcars. And basically I was walking down Richmond and Queen and King, where they have streetcars. This was some kind of a hotel, I think, with this weird structure. Yeah, there was some kind of a Russian delegation. Alright, this is CTV studio. They have this funny car in there. And this is a movie theater like that DRATCHEV. And they have a bunch of old pubs on Queen Street. This is one of them, Horseshoe Tavern. I went inside and asked the sales guy if it's possible, if it's okay to shoot inside. He says, as long as you don't take pictures of people. And this Horseshoe Tavern, it's really old. And my stock agency asked me to, well, they have a kind of like a request to have pictures for this. And so as you can see, there's no people. But again, the lens worked very well inside. It's a very interesting, you know, bar with lots of memorabilia on walls. But outside looks like, you know, regular bar, but they have live music, as you can see on this sign up front. This is a very old hat store. Not too far here, like those sculptures on the red wall. And this is basically, I'm going back to my car. The same way I came, except I'm just walking back. And we have these nice old mansions over there. Historic buildings. And this is all Queen Street, Toronto. And this is St. Philip's Square. And so I went up these stairs, and you can actually see down at this popular Toronto sculpture. You know, all these people are down there below, and it's beautiful. I like the architecture over there, like all these buildings around. And there was a crane in the distance, and I was trying to find an angle to get rid of that crane. But actually, after I got out of that Marché, out of the restaurant, the drizzle stopped and the weather cleared up, and that's what allowed me to take these pictures. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this lens. It's much lighter and much sharper than that 16 to 35, and I saved a bunch of money. So it's a no-brainer. Really love this lens. Thanks for watching.